Hi guys, and a welcome from me. Another update on the old legendary game, Championship Manager 0102. This is going to be an update on another network game I've got going, and this is quite an epic one, I think it's fair to say. This is the legendary 5-man game. There's a lot of history behind this game. So these are the guys that are in the game. We've got Pep, of course Pep is in all my games. We've got Andrew Vince, we've got Asa, and we've got Morton. Now this was initially a 6-man game. We did have a 6th participant who didn't want to play anymore after the first season. And ironically, when we restarted playing this game, this was like a second attempt, because the 6 of us had a quite a successful 5-6 season game several years ago, so we wanted to relaunch it, but then one of the guys didn't want to play anymore, so fine, you know, that's no here or there. But we did continue the game going, and here we are. As you can see who we all are, I'm Chelsea, so we'll start with myself here first, and we will go from here, and we'll give you an update on just where we're at. This is about 2 years old since we started playing this. The update at the time was the Saturn version 9. Now the Saturn version 9, Saturn was a guy from the Championship Manager 0102.net forums, and it was a merged patch that he made along with the up and coming Nick. Nick was making patches, Saturn was always making a patch, and they merged it, and it was an absolute masterpiece. Since then, Saturn's not been around, since the new forums came into force. It's just been Nick. But this was basically when that patch was the in patch, and of course you can't move games, you can't switch save games into different patches, so that's why I still have this installation going. So where do we start then? I've started as Chelsea, so we'll start with me first. Let me go to my domestic league. So this is where we're at. Season 1 was a horrendous season, where I finished 6th, as you can see. Now, if I remember rightly, I think Liverpool, no one chose Liverpool. AI Liverpool, very, very overpowered in this particular update. They killed it and they won the title. And I believe our 6th man, who no longer participates, came runners-up in that. Second season was just... Now, I've got to remember which season it was now. I think it was second season. So let me just try and get to... Yeah, there it is, second season. So our guy that didn't play anymore was Everton, and he left after season 1. Now you can see, you might have worked that out there. Season 2, Everton won it on goal difference of me and Liverpool, which was just absolutely insane. Liverpool finished third, and that was in the last game of the season. I fucked it right up. And you can see what happened in season 3, I fucked it up. Season 4, I fucked it up. And in season 5 and season 6, I've been out of the top 4. Season 7, look at the state of me so far. We're coming to the end, well, we're past the halfway stage, and I'm having an absolute horrendous season. We have a couple of rules on our network games, one of which is the standard network rules of at least 3 men at the back and at least 2 wide men. You can see with my tactic that I'm using there, I think I've chopped and changed it so many times. I've got 2 wide men, I've got 3 at the back, and it's also non-wib-wob. And I'm having an absolute horrendous run. I did pick up this guy who was a monster on this update, Luca Resci. I believe he's on the latest update, incidentally, but not quite as overpowered as he is in this. And yeah, that's that. I also do have a regen of, yeah, you know, that's a regen of Messi, but he's done shit for me. I think I've got a fucking great squad, but it's just not good enough. I'm now going to show you Morton, okay? I'm not even going to go through Morton's squad because I'm very bitter at this, right? And I know he'll be watching this, right? This is why I'm bitter with Morton. I mean, Morton, you've got to give credit where it's due. I mean, look at that. He's fucking invincible. He's looking for a 5th title on the spin. Now, I think Morton, we did agree it would be best if we left our teams to try and stay in England and not fuck off to another country. The reason behind that statement is because when we played our 6th man before, Pep got sacked as manager of Man United. Next thing, Pep arrived at Inter Milan. He fucked off to Italy, and it was a little bit of shit really, because like sort of 5 of you are in England, 1 of you's in Italy. I think Asa also got sacked. I think he was Swansea or something, and he ended up at Morecambe. So we did agree, if you want to move clubs, stay within England, at least for now. and he stayed with Spurs, and I think he's just waiting for a decent job. But look at him, he's absolutely invincible. Now, it's a little bit controversial because Morton's purchases are, I believe, he does a lot of purchases through instalments, and eventually he'll go into debt. And he did go into debt. He's written. That's not me, is it? He's only okay. He was insecure, and it was almost like karma. But then he gets a lot of windfills of money and stuff and bonuses, and he ends up putting. So you've got to give him credit where it's due. At the end of the day, he's won the title, so he shut his critics up, myself included. We do have other rules, and that is 6 transfers per season. And of course, the windows are, as per real life, July to August, and then a 1 month window in January. And we have 6 per season. And as you can see, so season 1, he spent 77. Season 2, I'd venture a guess there, he bought them on, some of them in instalments. Season 3, look at that, Messi, Mbappe. But I mean, look at that, it's fucking insane. But then 2 of them were on Bosman's. I think this is where his money kicked in a little bit. Ronaldo, his regen, I believe Pep's got him. And he saw he put no one again there. So you've got to really think to yourself, yes, all right, he's slowed down on his signings, but he's sitting pretty. Look at him, and he's killing it. He's going to smash it, and he's going to make it 5 in a row. He really is going to make it 5 in a row. Let's have a look at Pep now then. Pepe was on the brink of the sack, and I'm telling you he was on the brink of the sack because he was very insecure on the job status, and winning the Champions League saved his fucking skin because he scraped into the top 4 on the last day of the season, and he won the Champions League that same season. I'll get to that season in a moment, whichever one it was, but you can see Pep's best season in the league came last season. Azza had his finest season last season, where he finally broke into the top 4. Excuse me, and he's looking good this season. He's really started to build now, Azza is. So you've got to give him credit where it's due. Now let's talk about Andrew Vince. Andrew Vince, it's fair to say he's the underdog of the 5 of us because he took what I felt was the hardest challenge. He took Newcastle United. Now Newcastle in itself is a fucking hard challenge, but he's really steadied the ship. He's done a good job. Don't take nothing away from those. Don't be fooled by those positions. He's having his finest season so far, and I think it's fair to say he qualified for the UEFA Cup or the Europa League, shall I say. He qualified for that through the back door at one point. You know, the old it's Toto qualifying or Europa League qualifying, and he won it. I won it. No, that weren't me. I won it. Yeah, he won it last season, and you can see he beat Barcelona in the final. We have got several leagues open. Let me just quickly show you that. So plenty of leagues open, as you can see. So plenty of players in the database. He's done a good job. I think it's fair to say. I think season 1, which was 2020. Morton got I don't know if he was in the UEFA Cup or fell into it. I think he fell into it, and he got to the final. You can see Asa won it in 2022, and to his credit, Andy won it last season. Let's take a look at the Champions League then. The Champions League. So you can see Pep won it in 2022. That was his season. That saved his bacon. I think he also just scraped into the top 4 there. But you can see I've won one of these. Morton's won a couple. Pep's got one. Morton's also had a couple of finals as well. So actually, I got that wrong. So it looks like this season starts in the year 2020 because Bayern Munich did beat PSG 2020, didn't they? So that's where we're at. So that's that. Let's have a look at the FA Cup then. The FA Cup. FA Cup then. I won it last year. Liverpool, Everton, Spurs. He won it. Liverpool, Spurs. So Arsenal, or as is yet to win the FA Cup, as is Andy, and surprisingly, as is Pep. Pep yet to win an FA Cup, which I think is absolutely disgusting. Let's take a look at the League Cup then. And as you can see, Morton's won it for the last 2 years. Myself before that beating Andy in the final. Leicester, Everton, Leicester. So again, no Pep, no Azza, no Andy. So the domestic cups have really belonged to myself and Morton. But it is fair to say, you've seen it for yourself. Morton has just been absolutely insane. Now this, like I said, is SV9, so unlike my current installs, I can't see my AI opponents' squad status players or bank accounts, that sort of stuff. I do have some what I feel are monsters, but they're just not doing anything for me at all. They're just not doing anything, and it really fucking annoys me. Hacks me off. I've moved, I'm at 3 at the back at the minute. We haven't played this for a while. We play this once a week on a Wednesday, and with COVID and excuse me, with COVID and people's work commitments and various other reasons, we have delays, but we do still keep it going. So that's my. Let's have a look. We've had a brief look at Morton, haven't we? So Morton has still got some insane players. So Mbappe, look at that, and he's still only 27. Absolutely insane. Let's take a look now then at Pep. So you can see some of the players. That Pedro da Costa, that is Ronaldo Region. In fact, I'm certain. Now I was really fucked off, right? Because I found this cunt first. Then Pep found him, and I said to Pep, "Oh, you bastard! You found the Ronaldo Region." I said that on a private message for the simple reason I didn't want to give it away to the other guys. And then little did I realise a cunt was available on a Bosman. I was fucking fuming. He hasn't had a great start, but he is only 19. So Pep has brought some fairly decent players. De Ligt was a great sign, and I think he chose Pep over me, to my disgust. You can see there Pep had 7 players. Now, one of those would have been a pre-arranged. Yeah, that guy, that Elanga, was a pre-arranged. So any pre-arranged deals do not count on the quota of 6. And if I show you something with regards to that, if I go back to season 2, is it? Yeah, season 2, Ziyech was a pre-arranged deal, so that didn't count as part of my 6. You can see all those squad fillers, they were all pre-arranged, so you can see who my signings were on that season. Let's take a look at Asa then. Asa, well, he brought Timo Werner, and like I said, Asa's really doing well, and he's still going to have a couple of transfers to do in the January window. But what he needs to do is he needs to do them in January, because if he don't do them in January, he's going to lose them, because the next window after that is July, which will be on the next calendar year. Last season, we all know that guy, don't we? Season back there. What's happened there? One of them must. No, what am I talking about? 6 players yet? One of those was a pre-arranged deal. Heim. Yeah. Okay. And finally, let's take a look at Andy, the underdog. Last season. Oh, sorry, current season. Last season, season before, he's had a really tough job. I think you've really got to give Andy credit as due. Now, let me show you something. What I just said to you about you must do all your transfers by the end of January, otherwise you'll lose them. Andy didn't realise back in season 1, so you can see he didn't do 6, and he goes, I didn't realise. So we collectively agreed, all of us, that he could have those 2 that he lost the following season. And as you can see, he had them both. In fact, I think he only took. Yeah, he took them both there, didn't he? So that's why you see 8 there. Okay, so that's where we're at then with our 5-man game. For me, I'm an absolute disgrace. If you do have any tips for me, because I think I fucking need them, do give us a shout. I think I've got a formidable squad there. I even brought this goalkeeper here, who I think is the dog's bollocks, but just doesn't do anything for me. I'm reluctant to play Kepa because I don't like him in real life. But yeah, if you've got any questions about this game that I might be able to hopefully answer for you, then do drop it in the box at the bottom there, and I will try. If you've got any requests that you want for CMO 102 videos, do give us a shout and I will try and do the video for you. Okay guys, cheers for that. So till next time, take it easy.